right, we are talking today about finding combinations. So in our last lesson, we were talking about finding permutations, which was you were finding like the different ways you can group things together. It was an arrangement of objects, and when you made that arrangement, the order was important. So like we were thinking about if you're handing out prizes to 3 kids and they were in first, second, and third place, then the order would matter, right? Like it would matter whether, if you were one of those kids, whether you got first place or second place or third place. So in a permutation, the order matters. Combinations are the same thing as permutations, just the order doesn't matter. So for example, I lost my page, I was flipping back to let's say we were at a like a Yopa frozen yogurt type shop and you were getting toppings on your yogurt. So your options for toppings are we're going healthy here: raisins, nuts, blueberries, and granola. Okay, so those are our 4 options for toppings. We're going to show those each with a letter just to make it easier to work with them. So for raisins, we'll be using R. For nuts, we'll use N. For blueberries, we'll use a B. And for granola, we'll use a G. So in this case, it doesn't matter what order you put the toppings on unless you're super picky, but really what matters is just what toppings you have on your yogurt. So if you are going to make groups of toppings, you're going to pair up the toppings. You could have raisins with nuts, right? And you could have raisins with blueberries, and you could have raisins with granola. Then you could have nuts with raisins. You could have nuts with blueberries, and you could have nuts with granola. We could have blueberries with raisins. We could have blueberries with nuts, and we could have blueberries with granola. And some of you are already seeing a problem here, but just bear with me. Let's finish the whole example. Granola could go with raisins. Granola could go with nuts, and granola could go with blueberries. So have you caught the problem yet? Do you see what the issue is? The issue, if you don't see it yet, I will tell you, don't worry. So the issue is the order doesn't matter. So some of these are the same thing, like raisins and nuts and raisins are the exact same thing. So we need to get rid of one of those. And then we have raisins and blueberries is the same as blueberries and raisins. So we're going to get rid of one of those. Raisins with granola is the same as granola with raisins. So we're going to get rid of that one. Let's see here. Nuts and blueberries is the same as blueberries and nuts. Nuts and granola is the same as granola and nuts. And then here, blueberries and granola is the same as granola and blueberries. So when we're talking about combinations, if it was a permutation, if order mattered, we would say that there were 3, 6, 9, 12 different permutations. But for a combination, our order does not matter. And so we have 6 different possible ways to choose 2 toppings. So we have 6, we call these combinations. So we're doing an organized list here to find the number of combinations. We're creating all the possibilities and then crossing out the duplicates. So let's try a practice problem, okay? We'll call this number 1. We'll call this one number 2. And again, you should have all that copied down. So if you didn't, take a moment, get it all written down. Please do be writing these down along with me. It'll be a lot easier for you to pay attention if you do. All right, let's say there are 4 students, okay? And call them John, Andrew, Robert, and Cameron. I'll use the 4 of you. Okay, John, Andrew, Robert, and Cameron. So again, I'm going to show their names just as a letter. So we'll do J, A, R, and C. And what we need to do is figure out the number of different groups of 3 tutors they could choose. So if you guys were going to be tutoring, we need to figure out the different groups of 3 tutors, so one person's not going to get used each time. So using that information, I want you to pause the video and come up with all the possible combinations, and then restart the video to check your work. All right, so here is my list of possibilities. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to cross off all the duplicates. Okay, so JAR is the same as AJR, is also the same as RJA. And then JAC is the same as AJC, same as CGA. And order does not matter here. For JRC, we've got a repeat there and a repeat there. And then for ARC, they're repeated there and there. So you should have come up with 4 groups, 4 combinations. So that's how you use an organized list to determine the number of combinations.